Welcome back to another HighKey Podcast. I'm Zelenny.
I'm Cameron.
We forgot to introduce ourselves last time.
We did.
For our big comeback. We were very rusty. But we're back again. Seeing how long this can last.
It'll last forever. We've got we got a show going here.
We do.
This is the miscellaneous set.
It is.
It's the miscellaneous streaming set.
We don't have a big enough house for multiple sets quite
yet.
And it's not so easy. So, yeah,
But if you get your friends to subscribe, maybe we will someday.
Maybe. A lot of friends.
But it's okay if you don't either, because I don't know what you would want to see here anyway.
Yeah, it's okay. But we have more to say. And we just got home from dinner. We went out. I'm stuffed.
Yeah, it was a really good dinner.
Yeah. And it's just fun to chat.
Yeah, it was she had a pasta, I had a burger. It was good.
Yeah.
Well, you had a salad. We shared a salad as well. So we had a little greens in there.
A little health, but mostly not health. And it's okay. But anyway, so reality TV
is what we're going to talk about today?
It's ruining our lives. The title is a little clickbait, but it's kind of running my life because I recorded my third Love is Blind recap video today, and that show is going downhill quite a bit. So I'm a little tired and over it. But there's also a lot of reality TV keeping me going right now. So
well, I'm proud of you for the grind.
Thank you.
You've been on the grind, keeping the fans informed and critically aware of what they're watching when it comes to this reality stuff.
I guess, but I'm tired.
Yeah, I can't do it myself.
I know, but you watch a lot of reality TV, and I don't think the title is the title is clickbait, but reality TV, it does kind of control our lives, but I live for it.
Okay. And I'm here to support those who live for it. So.
Well, you live for it too. Let's not get it twisted. I
don't want you putting words in my mouth. I definitely do not live for it.
You do. There's some good ones.
Would I rather be out in the mountains hiking and having spiritual experiences?
Okay.
Yeah, probably. Would I rather be at the club dancing? Yeah, probably. With cameras for my own reality show? Yeah, probably. But I don't have any of those three. So therefore I'm here to support you in your journey.
Sure.
No, but I do like it sometimes. I like to zone out to it, I think. And therefore I don't remember it maybe as well. I think it can really gloss over me as I'm watching it, and as I'm sure we'll see as we go through this episode.
I have this issue with
I don't remember that.
Week to week releases. I have the same issue, which I'm pretty good at paying attention, but I feel like I retain reality TV better when I binge it. And I'm not waiting for the next week, because so much happens in a week, and it's I have to get back in the headspace. I'm not paying attention to the details as much and the arcs. Because in shows like RuPaul's Drag Race and Survivor, it's a lot about people's whole arc over the whole season, because it's a competition. So it's who won, who lost, how did they lose, and all this stuff. And when it's week to week, I kind of lose some of that storyline.
But if you watched it all just once straight through.
My favorite Survivor seasons, my favorite old Drag Race seasons, when I first got into it, it's I remember those pretty well.
Well, what about the kind that are like Love is Blind, where they drop whole blocks at a time?
Well, Love is Blind is just boring as hell this season, so it's tough. But I don't like the batches either. As a fan, I would rather binge everything. I know everyone's pro the weekly thing, and I think it works for the HBOs and White Lotus, Severance, those shows that are really big and have theories and all this stuff. That's fun, even though I hate waiting. But reality, I'm I want to binge it.
I think it's funny because I feel like the pendulum has swung all the way back now, where traditionally with linear TV it had to be on a weekly basis, but then also you would get 20, 25 episodes a season, and then streaming comes out, and to be competitive, it's we're just going to drop them all at once on you, and so you could watch them all just back to back. And then now, like, since COVID times and this like push to bring back on a weekly basis, it's like, okay, we're going to give you the same amount that we would give you when we dropped it all at once, but now we're going to make that weekly. And
yeah. And I get it. I feel like filmmakers love that. It keeps the buzz going longer or whatever, but I'm not a filmmaker at this time, so I want it all. I want the binge. And for reality TV, it's just like when I get into a show, I like to play it when I'm doing stuff like in the background. I don't know, it's just like I prefer the binge model. But anyway, so we've been watching a lot of reality shows.
Yeah, what have we been watching?
So currently there's a RuPaul's Drag Race season going on.
Season 17. Season 16 of Untucked.
It's kind of crunchy.
Is it?
Yeah. The people, fans of Drag Race. It's my computer.
That's your computer?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. It was making noises.
Oh, sorry. There was an interesting noise coming from the side.
Yeah, it's fine. It's been there all day.
I'll look into that sometime. We'll get IT on it.
Right. So Drag Race is happening, and the fans are mad about it. Kind of. I mean, the season is crunchy. So what do you mean by crunchy? Kind of like unpolished as far as the kind of median skill level of the drag queens.
So it's not the show itself, but it's the queens on the show?
Correct. I honestly think the format was really good this season.
Yeah, because it seems like it's almost like they're really
nailing it down.
Yeah, they're figuring out what really does work and keeping it. Yeah. I think they're coming back to basics a little bit, but making the basics really clean.
And they've been since they moved to MTV in season 15, and I think they've been improving even since season 15. So the production of the show is fine. It's the queens, the cast. Yeah. It's just like compared to the polish of season 15 and 16.
True. I see what you mean.
17 is like, oh, and there's not like a clear winner usually, which is kind of fun. Like, I think there's pros and cons,
now,
honestly.
Here's my question. Do you think that it's a casting concern of like, I mean, how deep do the waters go of really polished queens? I mean, they got like the
like
top,
they cast every talented queen already.
Yeah, I mean, who is Sasha? Right,
Sasha Colby.
Wasn't she like the top of
she
like
was.
LA and the non RuPauls and so it's like maybe a little bit of that is happening now. They're reaching a little bit further for. But they love that because they love the arc of having
growth.
Yeah, somebody go from the. But I feel like the dynamic of the show has changed so much too, because now so much of the focus is like, I'm on the show, so I've done made it, and yeah. So much about that growth comes, I feel like, after being on the show now.
Totally. Like now you look at the cast of 17, and they're all very polished because they've been on the show, learned from each other.
Somebody like Vanjie.
Well, yeah, that's a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like for the first time we don't have like the most polished, like clear. There are front runners, there are people that are doing well, but it's less like, I don't know. It feels a little more old school in that way, and I think that's a pro. It's a little more scrappy. It can be more fun that way, but also like people, I think. I've seen complaints from the fans.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the fans don't know what they want.
I know. There's always fans that want one thing.
Their expectations are unfairly high.
Yeah, and there's always going to be fans that want the other thing that isn't the thing.
I mean, do they even know what they're watching? Do these fans, have they like seen season 1? Have they seen season 1 through 5?
Well, but I think they expect it always to go up in quality. But yeah, like I think also the last few seasons were very polished, so maybe casting was trying to switch it up, trying to bring back the.
Like, this is refreshing.
I don't mind it personally.
Okay.
But I do think like every other season I've been like, obviously this queen is winning, and now I'm like, I don't know, anyone could win kind of.
So at this point in March of 2025, we're about halfway.
Yeah. Oh. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what I'm asking you. That we're
I think
about
so.
halfway
I lose track because Drag Race always starts first week of the year, and it goes through like fucking April, May. So it's like on half the year. It feels like sometimes, and it dictates my Friday nights. But
it does dictate your Friday nights
to
the point that as a supporter, I sacrifice a good chunk of my Friday nights to to be there with you. But I appreciate a lot. Yesterday we did a good balance of
we went out after.
We did.
And that's chill.
We didn't watch Untucked. We need to catch up.
It's fine.
Okay.
But
because I'm not an Untucked person, so that's why I tend to. I'm happy to sacrifice it.
Yeah, I like Untucked, but it's fine. I'm okay to miss it, and also I like that Drag Race ends at 8:30, so it's not too late yet in the night to not do stuff. And there's also watch parties we've been to that are fun.
Yeah, I would actually love to go to a watch party. I miss it.
I think last time I got kind of like mad because the watch parties discovered like YouTube TV. And like on demand.
Oh, so pausing it.
So they were pausing it. And I was just like.
Now that I did not like because they would start it 30 minutes after the episode had actually started.
Yeah, like they'd go to commercial, but like keep it paused for like 20, 30 minutes. Every commercial break. And I was like, people are going. And it's kind of fine for a run of the mill episode. But if you're at a finale. Like, imagine, like, the whole world knows who won, and you're at a watch party, like, an hour behind.
I support the locals and wanting to do their bits, and I think that it adds a cool dimension to
it's really fun
watching the show. But it's also, like, just put it on mute like I would at home. And once that, bump comes back in, like, I want to keep it going with the show. And
most watch parties do it live, so I don't want to discourage people from trying that out.
This is just a local thing to where we are.
It is, and I don't want to put them on blast or anything. So, but yeah, so I don't know. I don't know more people. Well, I'm not saying a name.
I know,
but
you know who you are.
Right, and I hope other watch parties aren't discovering also the pausing, because I just think it's hard. It's hard as a fan, like, wanting to know who won.
You know what I'm sad about?
What?
Why isn't there, like, a live Survivor watch party?
I think some cities have them.
Really?
Yeah, even some gay bars in other cities.
We are missing out.
Yeah.
Should we consider moving? Because I think we're dry when it comes to the live Survivor screenings here in our town.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. I don't know if I want to watch Survivor. It's not as, like, gaggy. And
it's also like there's a lot of like you kind of have to pay attention a little bit more to follow the details of the gameplay. There's not really like gameplay per se happening in Drag Race as much,
right? And for Drag Race, it's like the runway is really fun in a crowd. It's like whoa, like
and it's a clear format.
Yeah,
it's a very you're right. It's
and
right.
The
it's
lip
very
syncs. The lip syncs are if I recommend any episode to go to watch party is. Like when they do lip sync Lollapalooza stuff where they lip sync the whole episode, those are the most fun in the crowd. Because
I bet that's cool.
It's so fun because it's just watching lip sync battles the whole time. It's perfect for that atmosphere. So that's the one I would want to go.
Well, so overall, you're enjoying this Drag Race season?
I am enjoing it. I'm not a hater.
Who's your front runner?
Okay, my favorite is different from my front runner. So...
I don't get that, but
I think Susie Toot is the most likely to win.
Okay. She is my, I guess, I don't know. She's my favorite and front runner.
Yeah, she's your favorite.
I'm not weird having a favorite and different front runner, but I guess where you're coming from. It's like your favorite doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get number one.
Well, because at this point, it's very clear who's getting to the front runner because they have like multiple wins and the stats start coming into play.
Is your favorite still in the competition?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she is. Lexi Love is my favorite.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm starting to really be into Corey King because she has like an amazing social media presence. She's like a YouTuber.
What has she been doing lately?
Well,
she got me. You want to give us a demonstration?
No. She got me because she did a whole live, like a TikTok live dressed as Michael Jackson and in character as Michael Jackson. And it's really hilarious. And she also does YouTube videos and vlogs. And she did a whole one getting ready for the Michael Jackson TikTok live. So
I'm
I
just
watched
like sitting there on the couch doing my early morning work from home on my laptop, and then you're like, look at this video, and I see her impersonation. I'm like, to me, it was just a little cringy.
It's drag. It's drag.
I guess so.
It's camp.
I guess so.
I'm living for Corey King, not for Drag Race or for winning or anything, but for her social media presence. And
Okay.
I love Lexi. I just love her aesthetic. Like, she's colorful. She's just very me in her, like, sensibilities. So that's why I like her. But she doesn't have any wins. I don't feel like I feel like she'll make it far, but I don't know if she'll be a finalist at this stage.
Well, and then so the new show that we started watching that just started, it's not a new show, but, you know, it just started this past week. So we're watching the new season of Survivor.
Yes.
That premieres on
I didn't know what you were
Wednesdays
going
on
to
CBS.
say, because there's a lot of shows that fit that category that we've been watching. But one of our staples.
I know, I was just going from the one that I had just mentioned a few moments ago.
Sure. No, yeah. Survivor.
I don't know. I'm trying to have a sense of where we're going here.
Well, I was like, is he going to say Survivor?
No, this is totally improv. This is full on HighKey improv.
So, Survivor.
I've been taking an improv class, so I'm definitely the talented one in this regard.
Sure. We're big Survivor fans, and it just came back. You're right. It's the most recent that is back on our schedules. It was honestly nice.
Survivor's back, baby.
I loved having Wednesday nights free. They are no longer free.
18 Americans.
No.
We had oh my gosh. We had a bet.
We made a bet because
she's not a gambling person. I'm not a gambling person either, but when it comes to...
But I know my trivia.
I love a good challenge to Zelenny. And Zelenny never does it unless she is 100% sure. And for this one, she was 100% sure.
And he shouldn't have bet when I'm 100% sure. But
exactly. Well, every season, Jeff Probst starts his narration with 16 Americans or 20 Americans like are on the set out for the journey of a lifetime.
Yes.
But this time,
well, for a while, I remembered. So we bet that Cameron was saying that and getting hyped for the premiere.
Yeah.
And I was
like making dinner right before.
And then I was like, do you think Jeff is going to say that tonight? And then Cameron was like, of course.
He says it every time.
And then I was like, you want to bet? And we bet.
But
$5.
this isn't 2000.
Also, you owe me the $5, by the way, because
I was hoping you wouldn't remember.
You haven't paid. You're just reminding me. So he did not say that. And when I was betting you, I remembered that after season 40, they opened it up to Canadians. So I was like, there's no way he's going to say anything Americans anymore.
I mean, that was only like 3-4 years ago.
Well, yeah, but I remembered. And it's like a thing. And actually, a lot of Canadians have won since they opened it up to Canada, which is random. It's like, I think all
Canadians are smart, though, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. All of them have been Canadian.
Not saying that Americans are stupid.
Yeah. So anyway, Survivor's back. It's really hard with Survivor, I think, pre-merge to like know where it's going.
Yeah.
Who you like, who you don't like.
And this episode was wild. It was like 2 hours long, but so much of it was just the hanging out on the island. Like there wasn't a reward challenge or anything. I mean, they didn't get to the challenge until way into it.
And there were challenges. So I kind of zoned out, honestly, for a lot of the premiere Survivor episode. I liked the girl who was autistic representation. That's kind of like the main thing I remember, honestly, about the premiere. But it's always like this. Like, I don't know any of their names. Not till like the merge, I'm like really like, okay, I like this person, that person, and you know, that's it. But so from the premiere, I can't gather much right now. Also, there's a lot of talk about Survivor 50.
That's right.
Which that's going to be a big deal. But we're right now on Survivor 48.
Yeah. And Jeff asked us to vote on what we wanted out of. I mean,
the poll was rigor mortis, kind of.
It was?
Well,
there was only like 3 questions.
There was, but
what was rigor mortis about it, though?
What's it called when they like word it so that
prescribe the prompt was
they word it shady so that you vote a certain way.
I see.
Yeah,
it's like voting in real life.
Exactly.
Proposition A.
But I forget what that's called. That must have a name, like manipulating something. But yeah, so there was one question because it's very the fire making is very controversial at Final Four. It's a part of the game if you're not familiar, and like fans keep voting and voting or just keep yelling to Jeff to eliminate it or like switch it up and take it away. And so the question for that is very like, do you want them to keep fire and have control of their destiny? And it has given us so many iconic moments. And then it's like, or do you want to take the fire away, like the old ass seasons? And it's that those are basically the options.
Yeah, and I definitely want the old ass seasons, but I'm nostalgic like that.
Yeah, I know I voted for fire just because, like, it didn't sway me the thing. I don't care about the fire. Like, all the fans care so much about the fire thing, and I'm like,
it's just
I don't care.
It's such a known thing now that
I did betray. I crossed the picket line with that, though. I feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a known thing that anybody who's coming onto the show now, they can just learn, like, pay somebody that they find on Craigslist to teach them how to make a fire.
I don't think that's the
problem.
problem.
Go to REI and ask somebody how to teach them to make a fire.
I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem people have is that, like, the wind controls people's destiny with the fire making.
It does. It's not fair.
No, yeah.
Some people get unlucky downdrafts.
I would probably change my vote now just because people care so much. I didn't realize people care this much. Like, I thought it was a small minority, but the fans are rioting.
No,
I think there's enough.
Traitor.
I am.
Is that my next segue?
Yeah, that's a good one. So that one's coming to an end.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And that one that we're talking about is The Traitors.
The Traitors.
The Traitors US Season 3.
Yeah. My Thursday nights.
That is on Peacock.
I've been living for Thursday nights because of Severance and Traitors.
Yeah, Severance is a fiction show. Not a reality show.
So we're not talking about that.
Although one could argue it's a reality show.
No. That's a reach. But
it's a hyper reality show.
It is.
But,
so Traitors. The finale's next week as we're recording this.
And it's hosted by our favorite, Alan
Cumming. Love him.
Yes.
He had the best moment this past episode where
throwing down Tom's picture. Oh my gosh.
It was like, oh, for once you were faithful.
Yeah. For once you were faithful.
It's so good.
Dang.
That's so good.
Dang.
He got the last laugh.
Yeah.
But I mean.
So what did you think about the season of The Traitors? Because we had some juggernauts on this show, or on this season.
We did, but I was really sad Bob the Drag Queen went early, even though
it was unfair, to be honest.
He would have gone early no matter what. If he was a traitor faithful, he's very loud and boisterous.
He's so charismatic. Yeah, exactly.
And charismatic. So he's just like a threat.
He's smart.
No matter what.
He's got the brains.
No matter what. And I'm sad because I was most excited for him. At least he lasted longer than Peppermint. But yeah, I was sad about that. And then I hated, I didn't like them bringing in 3 men that have huge egos from their own respective shows. I just like the girlies and the gays.
I felt like last season they were bringing in people for a long time, and this time it was really just like that one time where they brought in 3 extras.
But it was like, at least switch up the type of 3 people you bring in. It was like
not
3
just
of
3
the
bros.
same. Well, 3, and it's from like the big 3, like Big Brother, Challenge, Survivor. Like, it's just like it felt like bringing in like Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. Like, that's what it felt like. And it's like, what? Bring in Eevee, I like Eevee. I guess Gabby would be Eevee.
Yeah.
She has Eevee vibes.
Sure. Well, so you obviously wanted Bob to win. Bob would have been your favorite. And I don't know how Bob, though, could have ever made it to the end.
Nah, no way. Never.
He just, I mean, he's always going to be him. He's always going to be himself. And he doesn't really have... he said it himself. He doesn't have the reality TV competition show experience.
Yeah, the Survivor people and Big Brother people, they're just hardcore. They know how to be cutthroat.
Like, he was on Drag Race, where Drag Race awards you for being yourself.
Well, and having talent of your craft, and that's a whole other thing. These other shows award
you for being conniving.
Yes.
And how can you play others?
Yeah. So... it makes sense. But after Bob left, I was no longer rooting. Well, no, because I was rooting for Carolyn a lot. And losing her was tough. And after Carolyn left, I'm like... well, and even after Bob left, I'm not rooting for the Traitors anymore. I was rooting for Carolyn to win as traitor. And then now I'm rooting for the Faithfuls and Gabby specifically to win. That's it.
So that's
it's just
now.
it's just a personality contest in my book. Like, who do I like?
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Who are you rooting for? If anyone.
Tom.
Girl.
Tom's out now.
Yeah.
No.
He was a pleasure to work with.
Yeah. I think.
According to him.
I think now I am rooting for Dylan.
Ugh.
Sorry, it's so basic, but Dylan, I love Zach, and so I'm down to support an Efron.
I love Zach too. He's not here.
Dylan is the closest to like Pilot Pete that I feel like we've had in the
Pilot
show.
Pete?
I actually did. I know that he got a lot of flack, a lot of haters.
I hate Pilot Pete. You just like him because he's a dude.
That's not the only reason I like him. No, I think pilots need more love and support in this world right now.
Okay.
There's a shortage.
He was the Bachelor. He had like 30 women's love and support.
Yeah, he needs to actually go back to just flying planes and give up the whole TV personality thing. But
I mean, I like Dylan a lot more than Pilot Pete because at least his voice is very nostalgic, and it gives me butterflies.
Wait, was it? It's like Zach nostalgic? Like, what is it nostalgic? Like, what's his voice nostalgic?
His voice is exactly like Zach's, and especially like High School Music. Like, I just hear like Troy.
I don't hear it, but
what?
Well, I haven't been paying attention.
Well, so
now I'm gonna look out for it.
Well, also you don't know Zac Efron movies like someone like me,
right?
So it's just like his voice is like a trigger. It's like butterflies. It's everything.
Well, he's been on it. Like, he's gotten all the clues, and he.
But also, why is he so aligned with Danielle and Boston Rob? Like, he knew. I think he was trying to do they call it the traitor angel strategy.
What is that?
It's like when you befriend a traitor so that they don't kill you.
I don't think he was doing it purposely.
I think he was.
But also, how do you not know that it's Rob? Like,
right,
it's so obvious.
Exactly.
Well, so I mean, I'm sorry, I'm rooting for Dylan. I mean, maybe Gabby now. If I had to pick a lady,
she's a queen.
I mean, I like Brittany, honestly. She's all
right.
Brittany's cool, but now she's a traitor, and I don't know if I can root for a traitor.
So you don't ever root for a traitor?
I wouldn't say I never. I mean, I would have liked Bob when he was in it.
He was a mess.
But yeah,
I know.
I mean, not even though. But Bob was not a mess. Bob was loud and boisterous.
No, I know.
Nobody
he was a mess just in that one comment where he messed up and pissed off Rob.
Like,
that's what I meant.
Right. And I don't think that people were really on to Bob.
Yeah, until that.
And it was just Rob.
And sabotage.
Everybody
fucking Boston Rob. He's a washed up grandpa. I say it every time.
Oh my gosh. I would never say that. I do not.
It took him like 5 tries to win Survivor.
Wow, that's funny.
Like,
that's true.
Whatever. Anyway, so the season kind of went downhill. I've been hearing rumblings that it has kind of a weird ending, whatever that means. But the reunion is also next week, and I've heard that's juicy. So
all right.
That's
exciting. I don't know who your source is, but hey.
I know.
That's why people listen to us, so that
I mean, I don't know my sources either, but
they can get the heads up.
Yeah,
well,
I'm excited for
those
that.
are kind of the 3 main ones of reality that we're watching right now. No, at least that I am watching. Everything else I'm just going to take a break from this point forward. I'll go ahead and turn this off and let you finish.
Get out of here. No,
I will.
We have been watching some more shameful ones. Like, okay, Drag Race, Survivor, Traitors. Those are our staples. We've watched multiple seasons now, and we love them. But I've also, I don't know, I've needed some joy, I guess, in these trying times, and I've gotten hyper fixated on some other more tacky reality or game shows.
Oh.
What? You forgot?
Oh, I forgot.
You forgot?
But now I remember.
Okay, so one is shameful, one is a game show that I will stand behind 100%.
I don't know what the shameful one is. The shameful one, Love is Blind?
No, that I'm not even
is that
counting.
Shameful? That doesn't even get a mention, honorable mention.
Sorry, I hit the mic. I mean, sure, but that's work at this point.
I see.
And I probably wouldn't.
Love is Blind just pays the bills. So.
It does not pay.
Keeps the lights on.
It does not pay. It might pay like half a bill.
Everybody in your comments is like, you're making millions off of Love is Blind.
Yeah, the people in the comments really think I'm making bank, and I just sit on my ass and talk about shows all day. Which I
Well,
do.
so wait, I'm curious.
Anyway.
What is this?
So
I know what the game show is.
okay, well, yeah, we'll get to that. And I'm not really watching it, but I ended up watching it like the first 3 episodes of it, because I had heard that someone from a show I like is going to be on it, and it has not happened yet, and I'm just watching this stupid show.
Have you been watching The Challenge?
No, fuck The Challenge. I would never watch it.
Have you been watching Big Brother?
I zone out during The Challenge.
What have you been watching that I don't know
You've been watching it too.
How have I been watching
Cameron, you've been watching it. Are you doing a bit?
No, I seriously don't remember what
I think you're doing a bit.
Is it on YouTube?
No. Cameron, this is crazy. I think you're doing a bit. You forgot the 3 episodes of this shameful show we watched. And I've been like I don't like it. I don't love it. But it's addicting once you start an episode and you just have to know what happens. I'm going to come right on and confess. Because you can't recall.
I can't recall. But then when you say it, I'm going to be like, oh.
Yeah, you are. The Masked Singer.
Oh. I guess, yeah, technically.
Yeah, we watched the new season, all of it. We're caught up.
It came out of nowhere. I'm just like chilling, thinking, oh, I'm just going to like scroll on my phone the rest of the night. And then you're like, let me just put this on. And I'm like, why?
I know. The why is because someone from Vanderpump Rules, I think, is going to be on the season. But they do it in groups.
Sheena?
Maybe. I think Lala would do good. She's a good singer. Maybe Lisa? I don't know. Could she sing?
Lisa would not. She
might. Anyway, and I'm not even for sure about this. I just saw a picture of a dressed up thing in the Sir Alley.
You got, your sources, I tell you.
I know. So anyway, what I didn't know about The Masked Singer is they tackle it in groups. So,
I didn't. No, is this normal?
I think so.
I thought this was like a new thing. It's
like Group A, Group B, Group C, and then I think it builds up. Like they eliminate within the groups, and then like it's like a tournament.
Well, they take too much time on each singer. That's for dang sure.
They take on everything, and so, and I thought, okay, I watched the first episode, and it was Group A, and I was like, okay, let me watch episode 2, and it'll be Group B, right? That's logical. And it was just Group A again. It was just the next round of Group A. And then I watched episode 3. Again, it's another round of Group A. So I know Group A really well. And I'm now invested. I want to know who Coral is.
Yeah,
I want to know who Paparazzo is.
Who is that?
Who is that?
Who is that?
The transitions are so funny. And also episode 2 was Shrek Night. And I was like, we have to watch Shrek Night. This is like a waste
because it's Shrek Night. And how are you not going to like use that for both groups?
I know.
That's what I think is a waste.
Shrek Night was wild.
And there were songs like core songs from that.
But then someone did a Katy Perry. Someone did a Katy Perry song. And it makes sense. But anyway, so we had to watch Shrek Night. And anyway, so we're caught up. There's 3 episodes out of the season as of recording this. And we're caught up. And I'm going to keep watching because I'm still hoping.
I'm a fan. I mean, I'm digging it. I mean,
this is fun.
But this is a show I can watch without ads. Like I'll wait for it coming out on streaming. Survivor. We don't have ads with Traitors, but with Survivor, we'll watch that live.
And Drag Race.
And Drag Race, we'll watch that live.
Yeah, because there's no choice. But yeah. Yes, I agree. Like,
the choice is only because
torture.
You have to watch it live because you have to be on Twitter.
Well, yes, but also
otherwise you would get spoilers.
Also, it's only on cable, so like even if I watch it on demand, it still has ads. So that's what I mean. I don't have a choice on the ads part of it. Anyway, so Masked Singer. So I'm hoping next episode is Group B and this Vanderpump person shows up. But what if they're in Group C? I'm gonna have to watch 3 more episodes.
Is there a Group C?
I think there's 3.
Gee.
I know. So anyway, I guess we're in it for the season. And I'm not proud of it, but it's also addicting. And without ads, it's pretty fun.
I think, it's fine. Like, I'm not ashamed of watching The Masked Singer.
It's just so cliche.
Well, it's so ridiculous. It's so over the top. And, dumb. But there are like it's such a ridiculous concept that they know it is and they do it up, and so it's like okay, like they don't take themselves seriously at all, and
They don't,
I appreciate that.
It's pretty goofy.
Yeah.
But there's some good singers.
There really are.
I thought it'd be so crunchy, and then it was like good singers. I'm like, who is that?
Makes it
Who
challenging.
Is that?
Who is that?
Who is that?
It makes
That's the transition from the commercial. Anyway, so we're in The Masked Singer now.
That's right.
And,
but then, so
okay.
this after watching the Super Bowl.
That's not when I got addicted.
Oh.
So my new hyperfixation.
But that's when I had saw it, and that's when
I've seen ads though.
I immediately saw it on TV and was like, "Oh gosh,
stupid, so stupid."
This was like literally the last show I would have ever expected you to. I would expect you to be down to watch The Masked Singer before. This show.
A Masked Singer, whatever. I'm ashamed because it's basic.
So how did you find the show?
I forgot.
Before you tell them what it is.
I forgot.
Oh.
I forgot. It played after something that I was watching. Maybe
like Survivor?
No, maybe
no, because it's on Fox.
Maybe the Grammys. Maybe the Grammys. I don't know.
Like what else?
Or maybe
is on Fox?
SNL. 50. No, that wouldn't be on Fox. I don't know what the hell. I don't watch anything on Fox. That's the thing.
The Masked Singer, but that wasn't live.
Maybe it probably was The Masked Singer because that first episode of Masked Singer. Or second episode, I was like, oh, it's on. Let me see if the Vanderpump person's there. And so I just let it play live. Yeah, because the first time I watched it, it was live. I think it might have been The Masked Singer, and I was checking for the Vanderpump person. I left it on. And then the show that came on after is my latest obsession. And, like, I cannot get enough. And it is a show called The Floor.
The Floor.
Which is, it's not.
I just can't believe.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'm not a game show person.
Yeah, it's one of those new concept type of game shows, and we didn't do our research before this. I'm not 100% sure if it's based on an older game show.
Most
from
game shows are
back in the day.
Most of them
are exactly.
Who knows? This might be, but so currently there's like a new reboot or whatever this is of The Floor, new show
hosted by Rob Lowe.
Hosted by Rob Lowe. And it looks so dumb from the ads. It makes no sense. It's like, what the fuck is that? And
honestly, though, yeah, I feel like they didn't really do a good job. I mean, it's like
it's hard to market. It's kind of complicated, but once you get it,
it's not like Family Feud, but it's like Individual Feud, sort of.
Yeah, kind of
like mixed with Jeopardy, mixed with the Pyramid. Like it's similar, right? Where like in the Pyramid, you have to name things really fast.
Well, and the thing about The Floor that also kind of like shook me a little bit is that it is a season arc. So like you start with 89 people on the floor, and across the season you dwindle them down until one win. So it's unlike most game shows where it's like episodic, like someone wins the episode.
Right.
It's
so
like
we follow these
arc.
Contestants through the season,
their ups and downs, and
that's
their
a good
journey.
Point.
It's different. That's the difference, and it kind of like it borrows, I think, more from reality TV for that aspect. It's more about like, oh, you start to get to know some of the players.
It definitely has like interesting elements of reality TV like that, and the cutaways, like even though they're really brief, I mean they have
talking heads, which is not common for a game show. So I'm obsessed, and I'm so obsessed. Like, there's not enough episodes of the current season. We're going back and watching old season, but they call it the addictive play along game, and I think that's the perfect way to describe it. It's very addictive to play along.
It is, and
that's the appeal.
Well, and it's perfect concept for sitting on the couch at home and challenging yourself to see like, oh, I could do that.
Yes.
The prize money.
Prize money is huge. I mean, it's a seasonal arc, and it's out of 89, so it's $250,000. That's also on par with like reality competition. Yeah,
you're right. And because most game shows, if you get something like this, is $100,000.
Even that, like that's like at the highest end of like a Deal or No Deal or something.
Right, but unless it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
But sure, but even then, or you win like a vacation or like a motorcycle. I don't know. Back in the day,
like the Wheel of Fortune type.
Yeah, or in the rooms. Is that Wheel of Fortune where you have like room number 1, room number 2?
Oh, that's
Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yes, Price is Right.
But still, I mean, Price is Right is a similar, like, you're going to walk away with, if you're lucky, like, oh, well, I mean, an average contestant will walk away with, if they do, with like a $5,000 or $10,000 or a car. Like, that's the big thing. But yeah, if you win the Price is Right, maybe you walk away with like a $30,000 prize. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the floor. I want, like, my goal in life is to be cast on it and win.
Yeah. The thing about Price is Right is it's not cash money.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You sometimes you win like big things.
I think you're given the option. I think that, like, if you want, you can, for like a lower amount than what the value quote of it all is, you can take the cash.
Yeah.
But which I think I've heard that a lot of people opt for that.
Yeah.
Because they don't, some of them, they'll win like 5 trips like around the world. And well, I can't take off work for that.
Right.
So.
No, yeah. But the floor is fierce, and I never expected it. Because it's a game show. Like, game shows are they feel like bottom of the barrel as far as entertainment goes. Yeah. And they are, I guess.
I mean, it's cheap production.
It's like for you to just play along, basically. But I'm living for the floor. It has some new cool elements to it. Like, there's like a territory. It's kind of more like a board game. I don't know, like a long board game where you get territories.
I think that's an interesting piece of the strategy is figuring out how you're going to dominate the board. And so maybe there's like more enticing categories to try to challenge because you'll be smarter in that area, but you want to try to get the most territory. You want to like focus on the short-term gains of the $20,000, having the most like space, most territory at the end of the episode, and then that can end up being your downfall. Yeah, I mean, I can try to explain it. Is it too much? We don't need to. If you, but I can do it. They literally the people who are watching right now are putting us on in the background while they go Google the floor. And they'll figure it out. Googling the floor because I haven't explained it. It's 89 people. Each have a square on the floor, all evenly spaced, and everyone has a category they're an expert at. So their square represents that category. So for me, it'd be like pop stars. And then the randomizer goes and chooses someone, and then they have to challenge a square that's touching them at their category. And so they go up and they duel. Almost like Minesweeper style. Sure. Okay. It's a grid. But yeah, so they duel and they show like a picture of pop stars. Like they'll show whoever, Dua Lipa, Lady Gaga, and they go back and forth, and whoever runs their time down faster, they each start with 45 seconds. Whoever runs their time down faster loses the duel and they're out. And the person who wins takes over that square. And so you start like, the goal is to have the whole floor. Yeah. And have every square. Well, and you take like that category. And you, well, it depends if you defended it or not. Yeah. But it's kind of, it sounds complicated, but it really makes a lot of sense when you see it. And it's really fun to like think about what categories you'd be good at because they have all kinds of things, random stuff. They have easy stuff. They have hard stuff. They have like worldly stuff. They have niche stuff like Real Housewives or Tony winners. Or it's not all pop culture. It's like stuff in the pantry and stuff at the gas station. World currencies. Islands. Like, I think that is one of the neat, it's like the multimedia aspect of being able to challenge or just doing trivia. And they just show pictures and you have to name it. And they just go back and forth until the time runs out. And it's like if you hesitate, that means your time's going down and you lose. But yeah, so... Oh, it's so addicting. I just want to watch it all the time. Yeah, you're definitely more addicted to it than I am. I'm hyperfixated. But I have fun. I have fun playing it with you. We play all around. You crush it. You do really good. But there are a handful where my colors shine. Yes, so. And there's sports categories, and I'm like, those are hard. Even for you, they're hard. Some of them. No, they are. I mean, baseball I'm not teams, the biggest sports guy, but yeah. But you still know some more than me. Like, and sports films. I was like, not enough to make that my category if I were to go on the show. Right. But so, what would your category be? Definitely female pop stars. Definitely reality TV stars. Reality TV shows. Lady Gaga songs. They had a whole Taylor Swift songs.
category, and it was fierce because the girl was strategizing because she looked very alternative. She had green hair, but she's like, they don't know I'm secretly a Swiftie because she didn't look like a Swiftie. And so that was her whole strategy. So people have to like bluff that they're good at the category so that they don't get like attacked. It's a whole strategy on the floor. And people like talk shit to each other on the floor. It's a whole, all the lore.
You know what my category would be?
The Beatles.
Yes.
Well, but Beatles songs.
Well, I mean, yeah. Just,
everyone knows Beatles. Well, not really. Not me, but like the thing about your categories that you've said, like you said you would do classic rock as a category.
Yeah, classic. I mean, yeah. And that's, Beatles is more niche of it.
But I was telling you, like, I don't know. I feel like any random older guy could give you a run for your money in that category.
Whereas Beatles is like niche enough, and I know it enough that I would like not miss one.
I guess, but you think I feel like an old guy would like be in the same boat.
No. But the other one, it's embarrassing. This is actually embarrassing. The one the category that I was really, really good at, that I was better than the like Gen Z or whoever that picked it, was the stock symbols.
Stocks. Yeah. Some guy, his expert category was stocks. He didn't know any of them.
No, yeah.
I mean, some people actually pick hard ones that they don't even know that well. And I'm like,
I was
why
embarrassed,
would you do that?
because they're called tickers, and it's the
He knew
letters.
all of them. I was concerned.
It was embarrassing.
I was so concerned.
This is not financial advice.
Right.
Well, so that's...
I was good. I mean, there's some categories everyone could be good at, like what's in the pantry or brand mascots like Tony the Tiger and stuff like that.
Well, and then what's interesting is that this show also, it's not just like casting randos per se. Like there are a lot of, I mean, majority of the people are just general public, but some are like former stars or former people who have been in famous movies, maybe
or
not
like
like big parts, but
the Olympic sports category will have an Olympian
exactly.
as like the expert, and because they're trying to get like experts that are like impressive.
They had the actor who played the kid in the Santa Claus.
Yes, Charlie. I was like, and his category was holiday movies. Mm-hmm. That was so. I didn't recognize. I was like, he looks familiar.
Of course, you're not gonna recognize him.
What do you mean?
Like, he's not a kid anymore.
Well, no, but in the Santa Claus 2, I was trying to tell you, he was a teen, and he looked more like he does in the show.
Oh, okay.
He was like an older teen.
The guy that is like crushing it right now in the current season was in Clerks. He was one of the Clerks.
Yeah.
And
the old categories, they get me good. Like, that's the thing. I would not want to be like classic films. You're good at that.
I would crush it.
You were good at that.
Films, yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Oof, that's hard.
Yeah, so it's a cool one. I've had a lot of fun watching it with you.
I'm hyper-fixated.
Yeah, we're probably going to go watch it after we finish this episode. Could that be like in a minute from now?
Oh my God. You're really...
What else do we have to talk about?
I know.
So everybody has moved on. It's time we just put them out of their misery.
Tomorrow, well, when we post this, it'll be over. But I'm wearing my Substance shirt for good luck for the Oscars tomorrow. That's the team I'm on.
I don't know what annual it is, but it's going to be hosted by Conan O'Brien.
Oh, it's 97.
97th? Mm-hmm. Girl, they're going to go hard for that 100th.
They are. But yeah, so tomorrow the Oscars. I'm excited to watch those, even though I didn't watch any other movies.
For once, it's not Jimmy Kimmel hosting it.
I don't I love the Oscars for the pop culture moment, but I'm always like, I have no interest in any of these movies aside from The Substance. And I mean, I kind of want to watch Anora. I would watch that.
Oh, really? Okay.
What do you?
Yeah. Anora won I would watch it just because it won the Palme d'Or.
The Palme d'Or. It might win Best Picture. But if Emilia Perez wins, I'm gonna well, I think everyone
just burn your TV
in the world is gonna riot. Yeah. So
I didn't see that movie for the record, but I still don't support it.
I mean, I thank it for giving me a successful video on the Miscellaneous channel.
Oh, that's good.
It was fun to like dig deep into it. And being Mexican and stuff, but yeah, it's a horrible movie.
I'm rooting for The Substance too.
Yeah,
but
I think Demi has a chance.
She seems to definitely have a chance for Best Actress.
Mm-hmm.
But we literally have the DVD now, and it's just been sitting on the table for over a month now. And I'm like, when are we gonna bust this biatch open? Because I'm eager to watch it again. It was definitely, I think, like my favorite. Like if I could just pick a Best Picture, but I didn't watch a lot of the films this past year.
I remember it so clearly. It's in my mind.
Well, I do.
Always.
I remember it very clearly as well. That doesn't mean I don't want to be entertained again. Go on a wild ride again.
I'm scared. Like, I know. I'm scared again. I mean, I am less scared than the first time around, but it's like exposure therapy. I'm not all exposed yet. But yeah, so are you rooting for anyone else, or are you interested in any of the other movies for the Oscars?
I mean, I really loved Wicked, but Wicked and The Substance
No one mourns the Wicked.
No one mourns. Those were the only two.
Okay, you kind of got there in the end.
Well, I had to give y'all a taste, but those are the only real two films that I watched this past year that are in the categories.
We had thought of making this episode Wicked completely. Yeah. But we need to do more research, so we need more time on that.
You need to do more research.
Well, fine. I need to. And why do I have to bring the research?
We watched like nonstop behind the scenes videos.
We did. At this point. We did. I love the behind the scenes.
We've seen all the BTS from the DVD and from YouTube.
I didn't realize that counted as research, but I guess it does.
It definitely, yeah.
It does. I saw the whole.
Other than like other production type stuff.
Well, the whole.
Details.
The production designer. Okay, yeah. He break the whole thing. Okay. I get it.
It was
I'm
great.
rooting for Wicked.
A $200 million film. It was great.
Well, its chances of any Oscars low, but Cynthia and Ariana are opening the Oscars with a medley.
Nice.
That's gonna be fierce.
Fitting.
It's gonna be fierce. I feel like they should give him an Oscar for that. Yeah. I think that's what they're hoping.
I really wanted to go watch The Brutalist because when I saw all the accolades it got at the Golden Globes, I was very curious, like, what is this film? And when the director gave his speech and said, more intermissions in films, I was like, what? So it turned out it's like a 3.5 hour film with an intermission, and my heart just skipped a beat because that's just totally singing my language. And so I really wanted to go see it, and it's gotten like amazing reviews, but it is hard to sit like through an experience like that, and I haven't been able to find anybody to go with. So I as much as I would love to go see it in theaters, I think I'm also willing to wait for it to come out or buy or rent it or something.
I approve of intermissions, but I don't approve of that movie. And it sounds boring, to be honest. So no shade.
That's fine. That's
no
fine.
Shade. But I'm kind of interested in Conclave, I guess. Kind of. I can't tell if people are hyping it up. Like, as people, I've heard from trusted people in my life that it's good.
The sources.
These are more like people I know.
IRL sources.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, like I believe them. But I'm also like, is it going to be more drama than I'm expecting? Like, because, I don't know, it sounds like really fun. Like, everyone compares it to Mean Girls. That's the thing. And I'm like, well, but it's not going to be campy and fun like that, obviously. Obviously, the tone is not like Mean Girls. But, like, everyone compares it a lot. And I'm like, am I going to get my hopes up for, like, one scene that's kind of like Mean Girls? Probably. Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, if it comes out on streaming, let's watch it. Let's see also how it performs tomorrow night.
Okay. I don't think either of those are going to be swaying me, but we'll see. I'm still. Maybe I'll start it and see the vibe, because I just kind of can't figure out the vibe from, like, people say it's really good and I believe that, but I'm just like, is it the vibe? I'm hoping. I don't know.
Well, so that's tomorrow night. Tonight, after we hop off of here, we are going to pay tribute to a star that we lost this past week.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, pay tribute is kind of a large...
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
in loving memory.
Dramatic way to put it, but we're going to watch a movie. that's
they're going to shout her out in memorial.
Totally.
For tomorrow.
Totally.
This past week,
Trachtenberg.
Michelle Trachtenberg was suddenly found deceased.
You weren't familiar with her at all.
No,
right?
I knew the name, but I was not familiar.
Did you know her
with...
face?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
She's very iconic for women of my age group, of my generation.
Well, too bad men don't know anything about like women stars.
Well, yeah, she was in more women's media for sure. She was in Gossip Girl, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was Harriet the Spy as a kid. I knew her more from Ice Princess. I love that movie. It's a movie by Disney, but not a Disney Channel movie. Let's get it clear. It was in theaters, and I loved it. It was kind of the ice skating era. We had an era, probably around whatever Olympics happened in, like 2003 or I don't know.
Well, no,
2004.
Ice skating got huge in the 90s, like late 90s with Tara Lipinski.
That's true, and what's her name? Michelle Kwan.
Yeah, exactly.
The early 2000s as well, and so Ice Princess was a result of that. But I loved her in that. She was the protagonist. And also in 17 again, later in her career, she played Zac Efron's daughter, which doesn't make sense, but he's 17 again. So that they were like more like the same age, but because he goes back to 17, he's her dad, but they're the same age. But yeah, so we we're gonna go try to watch a movie that she's in after this to show honor. Sure. I mean, Eurotrip has always been on my list, and I never got around to it, and so I want to check it out.
So next week we'll probably talk about that film a little bit. Maybe,
but what if we just want to watch The Floor?
That's what you want to watch.
What if we don't make it to Eurotrip?
I'll be honest though, I'm really I love that we've been watching. I mean, it's weird. This whole episode we've been talking about TV shows we were watching, but we have been watching a lot of movies, and I've been enjoying the movie experience a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about them last episode.
Something kind of controversial that we do that I want to try to not stop the habit, but curb the habit of that. I think it's controversial in the movie going world, in the cinephile world.
The cinephiles will hate this.
Yeah, we do tend to pause and then come back to the movie maybe a day or two later or whenever we can. And I think it's a habit of how we've taken in episodic content.
Kinda. I mean, I also only love Act 1s, and I don't like Act 2s and 3s as much.
Yeah.
So my favorite part of the movies are always the first third.
But girl, I've found myself doing this now for TV shows where the episodes are an hour long, and I'll just pause it 30 minutes in.
Well, that's why we haven't watched White Lotus this week, because it's so long. White Lotus is so long, and we have to find a whole hour, and we have all these other shows we talked about already on the docket. So White Lotus is and White Lotus this season so far,
the sources,
the critics, the sources, they are saying it's a chop. And the people are mad about the song. They changed the song, which had been iconic. It had played at the club. It was playing at the club before.
Oh, we love you, Mike White.
We do love you, Mike White, Survivor fan, super fan, and we had Survivor cameos in White Lotus, but yeah, so that doesn't motivate me to watch new episodes, and it's just weird, the characters are all gross and icky, and it's ugh. It's a bit of a drag, especially when I'm watching Severance, the best show ever made. Truly. I mean, yeah, it's the best show ever made. That's the title I give it.
Yeah.
And The Comeback's my favorite show of all time. But The Severance is the best show ever made. And those are my distinctions.
Yeah.
And that's my truth.
I'm glad you challenged me to learn the Severance theme.
Oh, yes. Cameron can play the Severance.
You think I can
oh, my God.
trial it for them?
Oh, he's here to showboat.
I'm here to flex. Even though we can't pan the camera. Wait.
My God.
Has this been there the whole time?
I think it has.
Oh, my. This is embarrassing.
That's embarrassing. I mean,
you come here for the high quality production value.
You know what?
It's okay.
Okay. He's going to play Severance.
That's it, right?
I don't think the mic can pick it up.
Oh.
I mean,
Sorry.
okay.
Okay, sorry. Well,
No, you did good.
it is there. But I've got the chords. It's
Nice. Point the mic.
oh. Fuck! I forgot what the next ones are. Oh, it's F. And then A. No.
Well, we're gonna get a copyright strike.
Oh no! Oh, no. Well, anyway, I
Cameron-
haven't been practicing it.
I know, but you know it. I've heard you do it, and it's fierce. I love that score. It's iconic. It's a great show. And the last episode, I want to rewatch the last Severance episode so much more than I want to watch the new episode of White Lotus. No shade. Just because every episode, oh God, there's so much. We rewatch every episode.
Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, sorry, we deviated from reality, but
well, yeah. So that's what's been going on in our media world. This episode, I mean, yeah, it's focused on reality TV, but just want to give an update on what we're watching. And
yeah, let us know what you're watching.
Yeah,
what
are
your
know.
favorites?
We want to hear.
I think it's a great year for TV. Bad year for literally everything else, but great year for TV. I think people need escapism, and I think that's why people are so invested in Traitors and White Lotus Severance. Like, people are enjoying being invested, I think.
Well,
I am.
Thank you for tuning in and escaping with us. We love bringing y'all along on the ride with just our thoughts and feelings.
We do. Yeah. We do. Hopefully we'll be back. We'll see.
There's no hopefully. We're back, baby. We're back. I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row.
That's crazy.
But I know it's, we got the set. We're not doing couch conversations right now. This is armchair productions. But
that's already Dax Shepard's brand. Oh. He's a famous podcaster.
I know. But I like how our chairs are sort of wickedy.
They are kind of wickedy. We are very wicked.
We were pre-wicked.
We were. Like, my Crocs are pink. Cameron's Crocs are green.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been doing the pink and green thing since before it was cool.
I think we have room to grow. We're like season 17 of Drag Race. Like, we got to start somewhere in our set and our comeback.
Yeah, no, and I want to see what we can do here with the space and maybe up it a little. But I mean, for now, this is a good way to get some content out the door. And so thanks so much for tuning in. And we can't wait to come back and see y'all again next week.
Yeah, you'll be hearing from us.